Hello, my name is Joe Saxton, and welcome to this video blog of my review of trustee recruitment websites. As some of you may know, I have changed my role recently. I have a bit more time on my hands, not a lot, but a bit. I've given up 2 trustee roles this year, and so I thought I'd have a go at trying to find out what trustee recruitment websites were like if I was looking for a new trustee role. And then when I thought I'd done all that, I thought I'd share it with you lucky people. So first of all, let me make some observations. The first observation I would make about trustee recruitment websites is there's no single place where you have to go. There's no absolute, this is the best, this is the only one. There are lots of sites, and that's what I'm going to talk you through today. The second thing I think I'd say is that the search functions on some of these leave a bit to be desired. It doesn't always help you narrow down particularly. And I don't know about you, but I think probably 5 pages of different vacancies is about the most that I'm prepared to search through. Have you ever got to page 5 on a Google search? I doubt it. You're lucky if you get to the bottom of page 1, if I'm honest. So there's only so much searching somebody do. And in particular, geography is one of the real issues of that. What do I mean by that? Well, I live in Cumbria, and so I'm really only interested in 2 types of vacancy. One of which is something in Cumbria, and the other which is for a national role. Much as I love Cornwall or Dorset or Lincolnshire, I don't think I want to be a trustee there. But the search functions make it quite hard to distinguish that. And indeed, I couldn't find a single national search function which says I would like to be a trustee of a national organisation. My last point to make is that I think the numbers overall are quite low. In total, I think there are around 5,000 vacancies that I can find on any of these different sites all put together. Now, if you reckon that there are 180,000 charities, they each have 12 trustees, they each last for a 3-year period, then by my calculation, there should be about 720,000 trustee vacancies coming up each year. Now, if you reckon that at any one time you look at something, a vacancy is going to be there for a month, then actually 5,000, I think, is quite a low number. That may be a rubbish calculation, and you may think there are better ways, but I think there are an awful lot of vacancies out there that never get to see the broad light of the recruitment day. Okay, on to the specific sites. The first site that I want to talk about is Reach Volunteering. It's probably the biggest single site where you can find a huge number of trustee vacancies. I reckon there are about 1,700 when I last looked. There were about 1,500 when I looked earlier. It is a general site, so it's volunteering, including trustees. And so what you need to do, as it's showing you on the screen now, is hone down when you look at the site to find the trustee specific vacancies. You need to make sure that you're only going for those ones, and you can see here the different boxes that you need to fill in. I kind of thought there were all sorts of stuff there, but this is, for me, is the prime site where there's an awful lot of county-based stuff or geography-based stuff that I'm not interested in, and I found it quite hard to work out how I would dig down a bit further. Now, that is partly because I'm a bit fussy about cause, by which I mean, actually, I'm not interested in going for one cause only. I've got quite a lot, which means I couldn't narrow it down by cause. And if I narrow it down by geography, I think I found 4 vacancies. That's what's happened when you live in Cumbria. The next site I want to look at is Trustees Unlimited. This is a specialist trustee-only website. Interestingly, if you're a member of Akiva, you can advertise on here for free, and there are about 60 vacancies. I think there could be quite a lot more because it'd be good to have a single site where only trustee vacancies appeared. And I quite like the look of all of the ones on this website. 60 is a good number, searchable as well. And so, in fact, I didn't have to hone down that much. The next area I want to look at is general charity job sites, which include some trustee roles. And the first of those is Charity Jobs. It's delighted to advertise itself as the biggest single website for charity jobs. But I have to say, again, as you can see on screen here, narrowing down on here was a bit too easy because there's a special trustee button. Click the trustee button, and there only seem to be about 10 to 15 different vacancies that are trustee vacancies on the site. So that's not great. The vacancies themselves are all right, but you go from the 1,700 of Reach to the 10 to 15 of Charity Jobs, and you're kind of out of the frying pan into the fire. The next one I had a look at was Guardian Jobs. So I did what all sensible people do. I Googled Guardian Jobs. I came up, I searched for trustee, and I found 4 vacancies. And this leads me to another one of my key points, which is that when you are looking for vacancies and using the search function, you need to be careful. There are a lot more than 4 vacancies on the trustee side for the Guardian jobs. But what I'd stumbled across was the Guardian media jobs, and only 4 of them involve the word trustee. You need to go back to the home page of Guardian jobs, then look for trustees, and then I reckon there are around 200 vacancies at any one time. It's worth also pointing out there's often cross-posting. People will have put a vacancy on more than one site. So my total numbers overall of about 5,000 includes a number of bits of posting where somebody's put them on a number of different sites. The last one actually is a bit of a surprise to me, and that is LinkedIn. I'd never really thought of LinkedIn as a place to go and look for a job or find a job. But actually, LinkedIn pointed out to me a role in Cumbria that I was interested in. So it's worth including LinkedIn here. So basically, you need to go to the LinkedIn Jobs tab, and you then need to type in trustee. And I found about 1,500 vacancies there overall. So a pretty good number, but again, you have the narrowing down problem that I talked about earlier. So that's the main sites I found. If I have missed out a site that you think is brilliant, that you found really useful, please do tell me and we can update the blog. The next area to look at is recruitment agencies and specialists, people who have a few vacancies on them. So there are a number of these. There's not any one that is outstanding or terrible. And of course, because this is sites where people are paying to look for those trustees, they're paying probably in most cases a few £1,000s. They're quite top of the range vacancies, larger organisations, etc., etc. So I'm thinking of people like Peridot Partners, Prospectus, TPP, Charity People, Harris Hill, and I include Akiva in here because they have quite a nice little jobs bit, and there's quite a number of interesting vacancies in that bit overall. So do keep having a look. There's never too many. The only thing I would caution people to be aware of is that it's a bit like those houses you see which have a for sale sign. Make sure that it doesn't say closed for applications on it and it's lingered on a week or a month too long, partly to tell people we have these amazing vacancies, keep looking back, and partly possibly to fill up their pages to make it look like they have more vacancies than in reality they do. Call me a cynic. Okay, finally, a few places where there's some good advice on governance and trusteeship in general. The first one you need to think about is the governance code. Governance code is the sort of DNA of good governance, and you need to make sure that any board you're on is looking at that and trying to make sure that it follows the governance code. The next one is getting on board. Got some good training courses, some good advice, some good blogs, and a range of things for current or aspiring trustees to help them get to be a trustee. NCVO also has some good training materials, and that's definitely worth looking at. And finally, the Association of Chairs, whilst, as it says on the tin, more chair-orientated rather than overall trustee-orientated, it also has a range of useful vacancies, sorry, not vacancies, a range of useful resources for different people. Okay, so that's my review of trustee recruitment websites. I really hope you take seriously the idea of applying to be a trustee somewhere, and I really hope you have the best of luck, and I hope you found this blog useful in helping you to see where you might be able to find the kind of vacancy that you're interested. Thank you very much, and it's been really good to tell you about trustee recruitment websites. Thank you very much.